One of the things that I love about Tony Robbins, he talks about the 6 human needs that every person has in their life, right? You ever heard of that, 6 human needs, right? So let's talk about the 6 human needs. And this is very important because this is going to give you guys purpose. This is going to give you guys drive. This is going to give you guys a direction of where you want to go. I never gave a flying f about what vehicle I was in. I just cared about the direction that I was going. A lot of people, for example, we have solar. It's a sexy product. If you go tell your cousin you do solar, wow. I have a friend of mine, very successful, and for many, many years, he was in the hedge fund industry, he was in finance, he was in banking, it was all about what? Prestige and all this bullshit. And when I was knocking on doors, in his mind, he didn't really look down at me, but he looked down at the concept of going out there and talking to people, and like, because remember, he's a finance guy, right? He's from Wall Street, he went to fucking amazing colleges, right? The problem was, he even told me, he's like, man, you follow where the fucking money was at, and I follow where the status was at. Because just because there's status doesn't mean there's what? There's money. There's a lot of motherfuckers that look good, smell good, but they fucking broke, motherfucker. See, I never cared about the status part. I never cared if other people thought I had money and made money. I never gave a shit about that. If you care about that, you're probably not going to last long here because you're so focused on what? Ego. And I learned from one of my mentors, you cannot build your ego and your pocket at the same fucking time. You just can't. There will be a time where you can fulfill your ego and your money at the same time. But in the beginning stages, you have to learn how to lower your ego, submit the ego. So you know what? I'm broke and I got to go out there and knock on doors. But a lot of people, they're so worried about the vehicle. And if you focus on these 6 human needs as a human, you won't give a shit about the vehicle. Because all you're going to care about is what? The destination and the result. But while you're in that process, you have to be a little bit fulfilled. You have to find happiness, right? And we all know that money does not make you happy. But neither is being broke. I've been rich, I've been poor. I promise you, it's better to be rich than poor. I promise you that. I put money on the fucking table. I'd rather be in my apartment and crying than fucking cry in my car. Okay? Busted broke sleeping in that shit. Does that make sense? You're going to still have situations in life that are going to smack you up. It's okay. But I'd rather be a little bit upset with a little bit of money in my bank account. Right or wrong? How many guys agree with that? Okay? The second you go against the concept of I don't need a lot of money, the second you start fighting it, you're not going to get blessed with it. God will not bless you unless you believe that you deserve that shit. Why would God give you the best thing on the planet, for example, a wife, children, a business, an opportunity, a family, if you don't fucking believe you deserve that shit? Why? Why should he? You give it to someone else. So you need to be open to the idea that you deserve more money. You deserve more in your life. And you can be happy, and you can have money at the same time. And they have no correlation with each other. You're not going to be happier because you have more money. It doesn't work like that. If you want to be happy, you have to learn that happiness comes from one thing: unconditional giving. You're upset that day, I guarantee you, go help the homeless, go help some people, you'll feel much better. You will feel better when you're thinking about other people. You don't feel better about yourself when you think about yourself. Happiness is not a destination. Happiness is a verb, just like love is a verb. Love is not something you feel, love is something you do. And the same concept with happiness. So the reason why I preface that is because it's important to understand that these 6 human needs will help you feel fulfilled no matter what vehicle you're in. Because I'll be honest with you, selling tablets is not the sexiest thing on the planet. But guess what? It gets results. And it gets results what? Fast. And if you're not creating results right now, you need to question, not the opportunity, not the vehicle, you need to question who? The driver. Because you're doing something wrong or you're not doing something right. True or not true? If you're not doing 15, 20 minimum a day, you're doing something wrong. Or you're not doing something right. And if you're not willing to accept that situation, and guess what? You're never going to change. You have to accept the fact you got to what? Lower your ego. Say, you know what? I do not know something. And I need to start doing something. Or I don't know something and I need to remove something and eliminate something that I am doing. So what are the 6 human needs that Tony Robbins talks about? Number 1 is certainty. Every human being needs certainty. Like right now, if you were not certain that the floor would be stable and the ceiling would be stable, how many of you guys would be paying attention to what I'm saying? Absolutely. If this was shaking every minute, you don't know if it's going to collapse, there's an earthquake coming out, would you be focused on what I'm talking about? No. So you cannot focus unless you have what? Certainty. We all need a sense of certainty in our life. How many of you guys know where you're going to sleep tonight? Hopefully you guys know where you're going to sleep tonight. If you do not know, there's a lot of uncertainty in your life. And when you have uncertainty, it's hard to what? It's hard to focus, right? How many of you guys went through a breakup recently or went through an emotional situation where it f***ed you up a little bit? Anybody? The past year or two? When you went through that breakup, could you focus? Could you focus on working? Can you focus on talking? Can you focus on eating? How many of you guys been through a stressful situation you forgot to eat, right? Because there was no certainty in your life, okay? Number 2 is we need a little bit of spice in our life, the variety. If we knew exactly how our life would be 100%, do you think we'd be happier? We need that spontaneousness. We need that adventure. We need that spice, so to say, right? A little bit of variety. You need to have a little bit of the unknown, a little bit, right? A little bit. So it creates that drive, that curiosity to move towards something. It's very important as humans. We need that. Next, we need significance. We need to know that we're doing something that is meaningful at the end of the day. I've always attached significance to every single thing that I've ever done. I genuinely believe that if I bring someone in here, a brand new person, I know for a fact I'm going to change their life. If you spend enough time with me, you spend enough time with Shaquem, spend enough time with this environment, I know for a fact I'm going to change that person's life. And because I believe that, because I know, because I've seen it happen to so many people, whether they're here in New York, it doesn't matter, it's fulfilling at the end of the day to do what I do. That's why I can wake up and be excited about what I do. You'll see me in two states, usually. Excited about life or angry. Those are the two states I'm usually in. You will not see me sad, moping around, cry. That's just not my style. I channel my energy to excitement or a little bit anger sometimes. How many guys feel like you're doing something significant in your life right now? You should be. And if not, find a way where it is significant. I was knocking on doors, and for me, I was like, what am I really doing selling fucking internet to people, home internet, home phone, and home TV? I found a way to make it significant. How did I do that? I was like, I'm building a team, so that was significant to me, and my byproduct was selling Verizon. That's how I got myself to be feeling good about what I did. When you're selling solar, it feels significant. You're helping out the environment, you're helping out people. But I always attached it to the people that I was building my business with, because that's where I found my significance. I'll give you guys an example. 2020, I was sitting by myself. The whole world was shut down. We can't work with people. My life was empty. No money in the world could have made me feel any better, because I missed what? The camaraderie, the building of the team. And that's why I got back into the same business again, because I needed it. Because I love serving people. I need to have some kind of significance in my life. Otherwise, what's the fucking point? I'm at a place in my life right now, for the next 20 years, all my bills are paid off. For 25 years straight. I don't have to think about that. My life is taken care of. But that's not significance, guys. Money is not going to give you significance. You need to do something on a daily basis that makes you feel good about what you're doing. That you're making a difference in the world. Making some sort of impact, no matter how small it may be or how small you may think it is. You have to have a significance. So my question to you is, how do you find significance in what you're doing today? Can you find that? It could be by serving the people. It could be by serving the people that are around you. You got to figure that out, because if you don't figure it out, you're going to go this. You're going to crash. That's how you burn out. Because significance is the fuel that fires you up to move mountains. And you can move for miles and miles and miles and still not get tired. People will do more for other people than they do for themselves. You guys agree with that? So it's extremely important to figure out your significance. The faster you figure it out, the faster you get that fuel. Because now it's important. Now it's not just showing up just to show up to make $100, $200, $300 today. I'm showing up because there's a reason. There's a powerful why. We just talked about the promotions, right? You could talk about your significance. You could talk about the things that fire you up. And when you do so, people are what? Magnetized by that. And that's extremely important. Next, connection and love. Connection and love. Every human being deeply desires to be connecting with some other human being and having love. True or not true? Anybody that tells you not, they're lying. Everybody wants connection. The toughest guy, doesn't matter. They still fucking want to be connecting with someone on an emotional level. They still want to feel love from somebody. Some of you guys have that. Maybe you guys have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. You have a significant other you can connect with and love, and you have a conversation with. Some of you guys don't have that yet. It's okay. I don't have that right now. I have it with my mom, I have it with my brothers, but you still want that significant other. How many of you guys are still single? Okay? How many of you guys want to have that connection and love with somebody? We're in a fucking dating world right now, or if you guys are dating, it's a little bit different than what it was 10 years ago. I feel like, holy shit, it's a little bit different. It's like everyone's out for themselves. Nobody's looking for the other person's interest. They're just looking out for themselves, protecting themselves, worried about themselves. I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is going on in this world? It's a little bit weird. Maybe because there's so many options on Instagram. I don't fucking know what it is. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But the younger generation now is a little bit different. When we grew up, it was a little bit different. I'm 32, right? It's not that long ago. 10, 15 years ago, a little bit different. By the way, connection and love, you got to earn that shit. It's not supposed to be given to you. You got to earn that shit. How do you earn it? By doing the things that it takes to earn the person's trust, love, and respect. And a lot of people demand that shit because they're fucking, they look good or smell good. They deserve that shit right away. Scary place. But we all desire to have connection and love. So when I build my business, right, I'm looking, okay, I want to have certainty for my team. So we have consistency, we have certainty. I want to have a little bit of variety, spice, uncertainty in the business. I want to have significance, meaning doing with something important. I also want to have some connection and love. The relationships here is way more important to me than making a couple of dollars. I'd rather have a relationship with Shaquem than make an extra $5,000, $10,000 a week. And it's not just me saying that. right? I have demonstrated that with my actions many times over. Not to all you guys, but at least to that guy, I could say that I have demonstrated that many times over. Relationships are way more important than money. Relationships is where the money comes from. Not having the money brings the relationships. Because if you have the money that brings the relationships, those are not the relationships you want. Now, I'm not saying don't focus on money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you value the relationship more than you value the dollar bill. I remember, I'll never forget this. I lost a friend really long time ago. This was like 2000 and, when was this? 2016. He couldn't afford to pay his cell phone bill. It was a Verizon bill. He owed $400. Now, me and him did a business transaction a year before that where I lost 10,000 bucks. And I was bitter about it. At that time, $10,000 meant the world to me, right? Like, $10,000 is a lot of money, right or wrong? A lot of fucking money. And that was like all I had, and I did a business transaction with him, and I lost all of it. And I remember he was driving with me, he was dropping me off, and I was dropping him off, right? And dropping him at the train station, he's like, yo, Mike, I really need $400. My cell phone bill will be cut off today. And I sat there and I looked him in the eyes, and guess what I did? I didn't give him the 400 bucks. I did not. And he was a close friend. And the reason why I didn't give him the 400 bucks was because I felt so hurt that he burned me for the transaction for 10,000 bucks. Technically, it wasn't necessarily 100% his fault. It was my decision to make that investment, but I felt so hurt by that. Do you think we're still best friends today? You know what I realized that day? I made a big mistake. I should have given him the 400 bucks and our relationship would have been stuck. Now, I'm not saying that that guy is a multi-billionaire. It doesn't matter. I burned a relationship for $400 over ego and 400 bucks, right? Was it worth it? It wasn't worth it. I should have just given him the 400 bucks and said, you know what? F it. F the past. And I've made that mistake a few times in my life where I lost a relationship all because of maybe ego or because of money or because of some kind of emotion. And I'm telling you, connection and love is the most important thing. Build good, solid relationships, and you'll make money with those people forever. I did an interview yesterday. I asked the guy, would you do business with your friends? He said no. I said, really? Why not? He's like, oh, because I'm gonna lose. Because if I do business, doesn't go right away, I'm gonna lose the friend. And I was like, why would you lose a friend in business? I always do business with my friends. I love doing business with friends and family. That's the only people I want to do business with. I love this business because I'm able to build relationships with people. Like, I want to get to know some of you guys. I got to know you a little bit, got to know you a little bit, but some of you guys are brand new. I want to get to know you guys on a deeper level. It takes a little bit of time to build that relationship. True or not true? Next, growth. Every person needs growth. And I'm not saying that, you know how people say, oh, I want to grow in my life. Yeah, what have you done today that has proven that you want to grow? You guys are here today, so you guys have proven that you want to grow. Hopefully you open up a book. Hopefully you listen to audiobooks. Hopefully you educate yourself. Hopefully you go to events with me like fucking me and Eliezer do, me and Oliver do all the time. When I go to an event, I tell him, he's like, Mike, whatever the cost is, I'll go. There's been times where he didn't have enough money in the beginning stages, right? And he still said, Michael, I want to go. Growth does not come by accident. It comes with deliberate intention. You have to be intentional about your growth. And human beings aspire to grow. But 99% of people stop growing at the age of 23 years old. Why do you think 23 is when they stop? They're done with school, they stop growing. They don't open up a book ever again. I read 40 to 60 books a year, every fucking year for the past decade. Not because I'm bored, because I'm curious as I want to grow. I want to meet the 80, 90-year-old Michael Barayev, and I don't want that motherfucker to say, who the fuck are you? I want to say, holy shit, we're twins, bro. That's what I want. I want the 2.0 version of Michael Barayev to match the person that I am becoming at 89 years old. And in order to do that, I need to grow every single day. And there's no perfection, but applying the information that you're learning every single day and getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better every single day, that's the key. That's the 6 human needs, right? The 6 human needs. Every human needs that. Why do you think so many people are depressed out there in the world? I promise you, if you have certainty, you have some variety, a little bit of uncertainty, you have a little significance, you have connection and love, and you have growth, and the last thing you have is you have contribution. If you contribute to other people, you give away to other people, your time, your energy, your money, your resources, you give off your time. I spent hours on phone calls with people. I made $0 off those phone calls. I've served these people. Help people with their situations, give them advice, mentorship, all these different things. I've contributed money. I'm about to give more money to my synagogue right now. Like, contribution is extremely important. It's about giving, not just for yourself, but because it's what you need to do to help people around you. We're going to die one day at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how much money you bro. You're going to have billions of dollars. It doesn't matter, bro. If you don't focus on these 6 things, you're going to have an empty life. If you focus on these 6 things, right, creating certainty in your life, having a little bit of variety and uncertainty a little bit, to have that adventure a little bit, right? Have a little bit of significance and do something that's fucking meaningful at the end of the day. Have connection and love with the people you respectfully serve. I'm telling you, build relationships here. Don't try to do this solo. It will not work. You will be fucking miserable. Doing anything solo, you will be miserable. Create a team. Build. I promise you'll feel connected. Learn, grow, come here, educate yourself, take some fucking notes, read a book. Go to an event. Study yourself. Get better in your emotions. Get better in the fucking gym. Get better. Grow. And give away a little bit of your time, your resources, and your money. I promise you, you'll have a fulfilled life. How many of you guys agree with that? How many of you guys are ready to start making some decisions and choices to get closer to getting closer to some of these 6 things? How many of you guys are ready to make that decision? I love it. Awesome. If you love this kind of content, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. If you have not yet subscribed, do me a favor, do it now, and we'll see you guys in the next video.